Let's go inside her cave. We're back.
Oh, is that trouble I smell? Or did you forget to wipe your boots on the way in?
Forgive us, Master Matoya. We will be sure to wipe them on the way out. And may I say how glad I am that age has not yet deprived you of your senses.
That's the opposite of what she wants.
Ever so quick-witted, aren't we? To the detriment of your manners. Well, out with it then. What do you want?
She's very direct. I like that.
Pray, allow me to introduce myself, Master Matoya. I am Kryl, of the students of Baldessian. I hope
It rhymes with bile.
Visit.
Baldessian, you say? Ah, yes. The old coot set up shop on the Isle of Val, didn't he?
Regrettably, our order's headquarters and the Isle itself were obliterated by a magic of immense power. I have the blessing of light to thank for my own preservation.
Oh, she has the blessing of night?
Kryl, you too possess the echo.
Well, yes, of course I do.
What do you mean, of course? What? Like, why wouldn't I? What?
Particularly through the study of her gift to us. It was in the course of these studies that I met and subsequently befriended Minfilia. She and I have rather a lot in common.
Okay.
I had no idea.
These guys are all really interconnected.
Supposed to. Not that I wanted to deceive you, you understand, but precautions had to be taken.
I wonder if the twins were an exception.
But you still haven't told me why you're here.
The students of Baldessian are gone, and there is naught I can do to change that. But the science of the Seventh Dawn can yet be restored, and my dear friend found.
Nice.
You have in your possession an ancient crystal of light, one you call your crystal eye. I believe I can use it to focus my abilities and locate one of the missing scions.
Like Cerebro.
And there I was, thinking you might want to make use of my years of experience. Wait here.
She's like, ow. That's all. Okay. Why do I feel like if this granny was in the battle, she would just be like the most devastating black mage on the field?
Its familiar radiance, but never did I suspect it was a crystal of light.
Ishtola's like, I was just using it as a bond, yeah?
Souls blessed with the power of the echo invariably appear. To aid these, her chosen warriors, Hydaelyn bequeaths to each a slither of her strength in the form of a crystal of light.
Sliver of her strength.
But as her strength wanes, so too does the potency of her gifts.
Mm-hmm.
This crystal, born of an earlier
Yeah, we've felt that many times before.
Far greater than those of this age.
You could travel the length and breadth of the land and not find a crystal even a fraction as pure. Its
Damn.
value is beyond measure, as are the risks inherent in its use.
Can we have it?
No two manifestations of the echo are alike. I, for example,
Oh, really?
converse with beings of every
No
shape
two
and size.
manifestations of the echo are alike.
Contrary to what others would have you believe. Language has nothing to do with it, of course. Rather, I am sensitive to the whispers of the soul. Their intent, their very essence even. The traces of which serve to guide the elementals to Y'shtola.
This is a lot like the Force, where it's like communication is no barrier. You're just reading people's intent
Though it may sound, I believe that with your crystal
and
eye,
understanding
I may
perfectly.
be able to pick up where they left off and follow
pretty
the
OP.
remaining trail to Thancred. That is, if I have your permission.
Look, you're still
Well, the poor sod's not going to find himself. So,
I don't see Y'shtola amused too often, but that was really cute there. She's like, no, let's hold off.
Thank you, Master Matoya.
Although the quote-unquote light has been lost from Y'shtola's eyes, it still seems like she's just as perky as before. I don't know if she's like hiding anything internal, but hopefully she's still feeling pretty good.
From the Black Shroud, the trail continues to the north and west, towards a mountain, the foot of Som Al. It was a near thing, but he was not deposited within the rock, I think.
Yeesh. What's she mean deposited?
The hunters of Tailfeather know those lands well. I say we begin our search there.
Yes. Were I to find myself in an unfamiliar wilderness, my first instinct would be to seek out signs of civilization. Ordinarily, perhaps, but in this wounded state, he may not have wished to risk contact with strangers of unknown allegiance. Yet even as Thancred chose to remain in the forest, the hunters would surely have stumbled across his trail. Tailfeather doesn't strike me as an isolated outpost, though. Merchants and traders pass through reasonably regularly. Do they not? In which case, we'll need to provide a more detailed description when we question the locals. Fear not, Kryl. I've already prepared several sketches of Thancred for the very purpose. Okay, let's see this. This is impressive. You drew them from memory. A skill I acquired some years ago for reasons I no longer remember. Hentai. I propose we split into two pairs. Alright, so Alphinaud's a pretty good drawer. Y'shtola and I will inquire at the outlying encampments. While Nekogu and Kryl question the residents of Tailfeather. Afterwards, we'll regroup near Lot Ashtvath and share our findings. Assuming there are no objections, let us be about it. Yeah. He says he no longer remembers why he knows how to draw that well. He knows. He knows. My, he certainly has matured, hasn't he? Hard to imagine he was once a boy who practiced drawing for hours to impress the young ladies. Oh, so that's why, huh? Anyway, we had best get started. Find me when you've finished making your rounds. He had his own little, Rose from Titanic moment, I guess. Searching for a friend of yours? Let's have a look then. He probably drew and got no results. Oh, who is this? Quayanta? No, ain't seen him around, sorry. Alright. Got news? What are we standing around for? Their chocobos just begging to be hunted. Whoa. Eesh, she's kind of wild. What's that you got there? Sketch? Yeah. Looking for a buddy of mine. You seen him? Can't say I know the face. You say he's something of a warrior? I heard a tale the other day about a ruined vagabond who was once down a bandersnatch by himself, and with style. Way they tell it, he was dancing with the beast like it was with the bell of a bleeding ball. Sound like your man? That'd be him. That's such a cute outfit. I need to get a jacket like this. I think I've seen that once or twice before. Bright linen coat of gathering, casual jacket. Oh. A Hurrian man. We're not exactly rare, you know. Could you be more specific? Very specific. I did spy this one bloke a while back. Didn't get a good look at his face, but it could have been him. This was beyond the forest, as I recall, along the river to the rest of Tailfeather. I remember thinking he wasn't much of a hunter. The lad was making no effort to cover his tracks, see? That, and he was carrying an axe instead of a bow. An axe? This is odd. My apologies for our late arrival. Thought it wise to question as many hunters as we could. Many have made camp in inaccessible locations, ideal for hunting game, not so receiving visitors. Nevertheless, our time proved well spent. There have been countless sightings of an exceptionally capable Herulian hunter, with whom no one is familiar. Though none chanced to see the man's face, his height and build matched Thancred's description, as does his fighting prowess. I have a feeling this isn't Thancred. I mean, hopefully, but... So you've heard the same tales. Be that as it may, we yet want for conclusive proof. Mayhap this is unrelated, but I heard a curious tale regarding a Vath trader. Came to Tailend in search of garments fit for a man of refinement, which seemed a rather curious description for one of his kind. You're implying that Thancred sent a Vath to market in this stead? Why would he not go himself? Aye. Well, if you recall, you yourself merged from the live stream as naked as Name's Day. It is a scene I shall never forget. Burned into my memory. 'Tis now. Oh, slip of the tongue there. Well, I was pleased to see you. I mean, it was a simple statement of fact. It stands to reason that Thancred found himself in the same predicament. In any case, if he had darings with the Vath, they should be able to tell us. Yeah. Quite right, Kryl. Quite right. Well, what are we waiting for? For all we know, Thancred could be waiting for us in Lost Althoth. We must go and see the Vath right away. Come along, everyone. Great hunters, we welcome you once more to Lost Althoth. What do you seek this day? Seek a man whom we're told you had certain dealings. How curious. The hunters tire of goodly sport and pursue mortal prey. No, he is not prey, but a friend long missing. Good, he is a friend to the Vath as well. One with whom we have traded many times. Oh, it is him, okay. Truly, and you're quite certain it was this man? There's no doubt. Okay. The fleshling clothed in skins came to us from some all lost and weak. He offered meat and hides in trade. In exchange we tended his wounds. He was wounded. He brought us much flesh. So skilled a hunter he was, much flesh. When he asked for garments, we were glad to provide them. Where is he now? Gone to Lothos. Not long ago, when he heard the One Mind summoned our god once more. Ravana's returned. Yes. Ravana's one of my favorites to fight. Vildanur did say that the Noth had grown as before, but what could Thancred hope to accomplish by himself? Honored Eldwer, we thank you for your help. Would that we could repay kindness ere we depart, but we must hasten to our comrade's side. Go great, hunters, lest the Noth claim him as sacrificing. Oh my god, I just realized something right now.
Thancred. It could be Thancred. We must hurry.
I just realized, the first time I hit ARR like the ending and I saw credits, I was like, oh cool, I'm out of ARR. Like I'm pretty much like in Heavensward now. Now it suddenly like hit me that I'm like in the second half of Heavensward, right? Like this is the end game of Heavensward, but this is like only midway probably through Heavensward. Yeah, post MSQ. There's just so much goodness. Here I thought I was like nearing the end. Silly me. Ravana is so epic. Apparently not. Wait, this is that Warrior of Darkness, I think. If I remember right. If I'm guessing right. You. He's got the same spider tingle. Oh god, it is.
This day, we reclaim the reins of history. This day, we rid ourselves of the Ascians forever.
Fools playing at heroes, all of you. Is this how you believe you can save your world?
Wait, isn't this is like the main character, I thought.
We can and we will, Ascian. You shall see. Or perhaps you will not.
Nice. This guy was pretty beefy.
So you are the Warrior of Light, the savior of Eorzea.
Yeah, that's me. Pleased to meet you. They're all fallen.
It's a wonder you didn't come sooner, what with the primal and all. Lost a step, have we?
Have care. The ether moves strangely around him.
It would seem we
Shaw's
share
got
a
an
common
eye
enemy.
for that.
Mayhap you would tell us who you are.
Shall we show them?
Oh boy. Jeez. No! What the? Thancred, right? Yeah! Yes! I'm all for it. Lay into him. Oh, I'm surprised he was able to win that battle of strength. Watching this battle, I don't know why, but it suddenly makes me want to watch Advent Children again. I hadn't seen that, like, practically since it was released.
Not very sporting of you to interrupt. But
So be it.
What? You're gonna talk to us about what's sporting? Shh.
Mark well our faces, warrior of light. For we are the warriors of darkness.
Walkers
Walkers
of a different path.
path. And we shall meet again.
Warriors of Darkness? Really?
So that's what they've been up to all this time. That ain't good. They're still apparently like laying down primals. I really love, absolutely love that the first time you see them, they're knocking down a primal. Because it like puts them right in that gray zone where it's like, okay, like they're not just straight up bad. Like there's some stuff going on here. Because I mean, it's not like they're out there like causing primals like the Ascians. Either that or it's meant to throw me off, but I'm already like feeling a lot more complexity with them.
Be here when the Nath arrive. Agreed?
Agreed.
Suffice it to say, our reunion was not at all as I pictured it. Waiting until the last instant to join the fray. 'Tis plain you have not lost your appetite for the dramatic.
Of course, she starts ribbing him right away.
Appetite for the dramatic. Have you forgotten the circumstances of our parting? The heroic last stand, the tunnel filling with light, and then... Had I known you intended to use forbidden magics to deliver me to some god's forsaken wilderness...
Alright, so she teleported him. Would have thanked you in advance.
Thancred.
If nothing else, you might have warned me that I would emerge from the live stream in the altogether. Eventually, I managed to fashion knives from some
squirrel.
obsidian I found, and set about hunting for meat and hides.
What? He made his own obsidian knives.
Given that I'm not all that
guy's
skilled
crazy.
in leatherworking, it's probably for the best that I met the Vath before I was reunited with you.
Alright. You're also lucky that squirrel
So
wasn't
you
going
were
for
the
nuts.
fleshling clothed in skins of whom the storyteller spoke. A description which fit me as ill as the skins themselves. Happily, I was able to trade with the Vath for garments better becoming a man of refinement. From them, I learned of Ravana, and of the great warrior who had once laid him low.
Blush.
And thence did you conclude that were you to track the Primal's movements, it would surely bring you into contact with the Scions once more.
It seemed a reasonable assumption. I could think of no one else with your enthusiasm for slaying beastmen gods. Until now, that is.
Yeah, it's pretty smart.
Ah, yes. The self-proclaimed warriors of darkness. 'Tis only fitting that they stand in opposition to the warrior of light, I suppose.
I glimpsed the leaders past, if only for a moment. They were confronting a man in black. An Ascian, I think.
You think?
If these warriors are capable of doing battle with Ascians and Primals both, they must be possessed of powerful protection. Protection not unlike the Echo.
Oh, for sure they have the Echo. I still don't 100% understand the Echo, but I think the Echo also comes from Heidelin. But like one of the things that was continually picking away at my brain was the aspect that the Echo and the Blessing of Light are two separate things. for like the longest while when I was in ARR, I thought like, oh, that's just one and the same. But like, no, apparently you can have a Blessing of Darkness and the Echo, I'm guessing? Huh? We'll see. Blessed with the power of the Echo and driven to put down primals. Despite his declaration that they walk a different path, I struggle to see how their goals conflict with ours. Nor is it that the only oddity. I find it passing strange that such exceptional individuals should have wholly escaped our notice until now. Right? Surely we would have heard rumors and attempted to recruit them to our cause. I recall no such adventurers. I would not soon forget their like, nor would any of us, I think. One of our primary duties was to scour the city-states for promising candidates, which is how Yida and Papalimo found Nekogu. Ah, the memories. It seems like only yesterday that you slew your first primal. Speaking of which, I had the distinct impression that it was not the first time that band of merry men and women had killed a god. I labor to believe that a band of eternal, naturally gifted adventurers has been traveling the land, slaying primals without our knowledge. It would imply gross negligence on our part. I mean, the lands are vast, like, there's a lot of world out there. Speculation will avail us not. There is far too much we do not know. For the present, we must needs concentrate on what we do know, namely that Lord Ravana is no more. That kind of sucks. I was looking forward to taking him on. Vidifnir must be informed. The news may render her more receptive to Sir Emmeric's invitation. Oh, that's true. Since you seem to have affairs here well in hand, I shall take my leave. Simply being in the vicinity of this colony has given me a stinking headache. If you have need of me, we don't. I shall be with Master Matoya. I would beg her assistance with the search for Menphilia. Wait, Menphilia is missing? I thought she escaped with Nekogu. What? I shall explain on the road. Much has happened in your absence. What up, Vivi? We should start bringing her snacks. I think that'd make negotiations even better. I had not thought to see thee long again so soon, mortal. If thou seekest the night, know that she hath long since departed for Ishgard. My thanks, Vidonov. But it's not for her that we came. We bring good tidings for you and yours. Lord Ravana, who has been summoned by the Nath, has again been laid low. Truly. Once more you mortals have succeeded where mine own kind has did fail. You have my deepest thanks. Would that we could take credit, the god fell by another's hand. Another? Revelation upon revelation. Regardless, it is cause for celebration. The Nath have no choice but to withdraw. But to another matter, I have tidings for thee as well. Regarding the Ishgardian's invitation, as promised, I brought the matter to my sire. Hearken to his answer now. For 1,000 years have I mourned my beloved, who gave her life to forge a peace thy kind betrayed. Such was my lot, until a child of Ishgard came unto me. For want of warmth, she wrapped herself in a dream, yet the world will remember her deeds. For truth she fought, for justice she sinned, for redemption she sacrificed, and became as light. To follow one's heart, to have faith in one's conviction, be it for weal or be it for woe, such is the folly and glory of man and of dragon. Weal. Be it for weal. A red swollen mark left on flesh. Oh, it's like a sore. He hath entrusted the choice to us, and we have made it. Ooh, wow. He's delegating. We will keep faith with you who walk in the light. That's great news. and you accept Sir Emmerich's invitation, let it be known that I, Vidnor, shall journey unto Ushgard on my behalf of my people. We are honored to receive your answer and will convey your words to our allies without delay. That's pretty sweet. It is happening, Ysael. Would that you were here to see it. Remember, Alphinaud, unless there's a body, lest I not give up my wishful thinking.
Even as the Scions celebrated the return of a long-lost friend, honorable men plotted to deprive them of another.
Oh, God. What are we dealing with this time?
Honorable men, to whom Sir Emmerich was no hero, but a scheming patricide.
Oh, God! What?
Honorable men, who would fain wash the paving stones of foundation with the tyrant's blood.
Jeez.
Honorable men, whose knife in the dark was the spark which set the city aflame.
Yeah, so honorable there.
As it burned.
Yeah. Cowards. Absolute dipshits. Not even gonna, like, meet him in combat. You're just gonna, like, oh, here you go. In passing. Right. Let us not keep Sir Emmerich waiting. Are you quite well, Thancred? Yes, quite well, forgive me. You had given me a rather lot to digest. This whole affair with the Ishgardians and the Dravanians and our friends nowhere to be found. It would seem there's no end to our troubles. Say that again. But we can but face them head-on, one at a time. For now we must apply ourselves to our allotted tasks and leave the others to theirs. Y'shtola is very stoic. Remember, Thancred, we found you as they found me. In time we will find Yida and Papalimo and Minfilia as well. These troubles will soon be but a memory, one which we will look back on together. Pray do not misunderstand. I did not mean to imply that it would be otherwise. I merely wish that I had rejoined the grand adventure at one of its more triumphant moments. Despite your recent accomplishments, the mood here is less than celebratory. I have no doubt that we will enjoy many glorious victories soon enough, and you may rest assured that we will play my part in them to the very hilt. I like his little hair change there. It's got like a Jedi look kind of going. I know you will. So then, to the congregation. Time to hear the news from Lucia. You have returned. In this, at least, the fates are kind. Greetings, First Commander. It pleases me to inform you that Vidnor has accepted Sir Emmerich's invitation. She has. These are glad tidings indeed. Would that the Lord Commander were here to hear them. Ah, is he otherwise engaged? Aye, sleeping off a knife to the gut. What? What happened? Will he live? The Churchians tell me that he will make a full recovery, thank God. But had Lord Emmerich and Lord Atala not been at hand when the assassin struck, he would not have been so fortunate. For mercy, they subdued the fiend before he could land the telling blow. Nice. The attack was just the beginning, though. Not long after, buildings all around the city, including several of ours, burst into flame. Bastards caught us completely by surprise. They've been dousing the fires, but everyone we put out, it seems like 2 more set up. Casualties are mounting, especially in the Broom. Tis plain these fires were started by the assassin's conspirators. Until they have been rounded up, there will be no end to this. Will you help us find them? And let us be about it. We'll snuff them. The flames, that is. The flames are spreading. We must needs begin our investigation immediately. Witnesses must be found. Suspects must be identified. We've been able to determine the precise locations where the fires were set. Mayhap there is a pattern. If there is, we have yet to discern it. Fires have been reported throughout the city in both the pillars and the foundation. Indeed, given the size of the area affected, I think it best to divide our forces. Master Alphinaud and Mistress Yustola would have you take charge of the investigation and foundation. As you wish. Mayhap Tataru can be of assistance as well. Meaning Nekugu and I get the pillars. Alright, Hilda. Alright, they'll like me up there. Only question is, will the grizzled old rogue striking a pose over there be joining us? Yeah. Thancred of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. And may I say what a pleasure it is to meet you too, my lady? I'll bet. The name's Hilda, a scion, eh? And there I was thinking I'd found a fellow ruffian amongst all these illustrious personages. I will remain here to coordinate the fire-quenching effort. If you learn aught of value, pray inform me immediately. That is all. We got so many people here now. We're actually, like, moving off in equal groups of 3. While we could begin sifting through charred rubble and questioning random passerbys, in my experience every town has at least one individual who can be counted on knowing things he or she should not. Oh, aye, the infamous Lord Emilion de Fortance, lover of women and wine, though neither care for him that much. They say he would gossip for Ishgard. Just the sort of fellow I had in mind. Capital suggestion, Nekugu. He'll be at the Crozier, most like, making an effort to be seen. So let's go and see him. Grizzled, I will accept, but old... It's the facial hair. The Y in Y'shtola is in her clan name? That's cool. Well, well, if it isn't Nekugu, dearest of all my friends. You're looking rather glum. Something the matter, old girl? Ah, yes, the arsons. Dreadful business, that. And awfully curious, wouldn't you say? Seems a bit too chipper about this. Doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it all. Naturally, we've doubled the guard outside the manor, along with most of the other houses. Can't have the old pile going up in flames, after all. Oh, in case you're wondering why the Hoplon, is that a ship or something, is awash with refugees, the lower levels of the vault have been opened to those unfortunate souls who have lost their homes. Oh, right. Wasn't that like the Ninja Girl's ship or something? I don't know. I'm guessing here. Sir Emmerich's orders from what I hear. Remarkable man. Not even a knife in the ribs can keep him from his duties. Dang, so he's doling out orders from bedside. Actually, old girl, if you were thinking of questioning the refugees, I should be more than happy to accompany you to the Hoplon. While you conduct your inquiries, I could offer words of comfort to the distressed and despondent young maidens. Whoa. That's alright, you stay here, boy. Wait a moment. I know what that is. You're giving me one of those looks, aren't you? You do me an injustice, old girl. I will have you know, my heart yearns for but one rose, prickly though she may be. Who is that? I sense you remain unconvinced. Very well. It will help to prove the purity of my intentions. I shall gracefully rescind my offer. Now run along and catch those arsonists. My mouth is going sleepy. That was not entirely what I had hoped for. Whose idea was it to come here again? Never mind. For our next step, I suggest we divide our efforts. While you question the refugees of the Hopla and Nekogu, I shall investigate the locations where the fires were set. Be so kind as to join me, Hilda. You know what? I reckon I would. Can't have you roaming about in an unfamiliar city by your lonesome, can you? That's a good point. You'd only be robbed blind and left shivering in your small cloths. I don't think you need to worry about him getting robbed. Being a former thief and all. Hilda and him going off together is a good idea, though. Come, my brothers and sisters, there's food and shelter enough for all in the Basila. Helion's blessings be upon you. I confess, we're not sure if we should come. There's so many unbelievable tales these days about the Archbishop and Sir Emmerich and the Dravanians. Trust in your heart, brother, and pay no heed to the lies of lesser men. They seek only to lead you astray. Do you require succor as well, miss? That's a waste of mana. You should use single target spells. So the Temple Knights have begun their investigation at last. Good. This madness has gone far too long. Would that I could do something to aid you in your search, but I have a duty to these poor souls. Farewell, and may the Fury guide your steps. Hey, is this that person in the opening of Heavensward cinematic? She's the one who scowled at Tataru. There is a man with the satchel. I saw him kneeling outside the window, and then there was smoke everywhere, and it was so hot I couldn't breathe. I don't remember how I made it out. Suppose I must have climbed. Maybe my arm's getting better after all. Ours was one of the first homes to be claimed, but I don't see how the fire began. It was only when I heard our neighbor shouting that I looked outside and saw the flames. We barely escaped with the clothes on our backs. Were it not for the church's generosity, I don't know what we'd have done. Dang. We will require more than the muddled testimony of a traumatized girl if we're to identify the culprits. While you were questioning the refugees, we inspected the scenes of several of the fires, including one near St. Ramal's Cathedral and another near the Tribunal. For a mercy, neither structure suffered significant damage. Some might say they were spared by the grace of the Fury. Others might question how such ruthlessly efficient arsonists contrived to fail so miserably on the two occasions where the target was a bastion of Ishkarian orthodoxy. It's a clue. Nothing conclusive, of course, but it does give us one cause to wonder. Alphinaud would doubtlessly have an opinion. Silence will avail you not, sir. Interrogations, eh? Ah, Nekogu. Just about to summon you. As you can see, we have detained a suspect. We found this man loitering near the remains of one of the stricken buildings. According to eyewitnesses, he was also present before the fires broke out. We wished to have words, he did not, so we insisted. Let me go, damn it! You've got the wrong man. Have we now? My, but you reek of oil. Are those burns on your hands? An occupational hazard, I suppose, but tell me, does arson pay well? I'm a victim, you imbecile, look at me! Ah, yeah. The best way to win one on your side. Calling him personal attacks. Aye, that you are, after a fashion. You should know that your pious patron has already spun a delightful yarn about how his pet mongrel slipped the leash, and set about burning half the city to the ground. Not very noble of him, I grant you. But then these high-born types rarely do show loyalty to their pets. In fact, he called you rabid and begged you put you down. That's bollocks. He's the one who told me to keep going. Even a sinner such as me could find salvation in the Fury's work, he said. I'd left it behind, tried to with all my heart, said my prayers every day like a good man. But he came to me. There you have it. Hilda, would you be so kind as to escort our friend here to the congregation? Aye. So long as you don't mind that he's limping when he gets there. Ooh. Hilda's taking that personal. That was incredible, Thancred. But how did you know he would confess? Well, I've seen his like before. A troubled soul, manipulated by men of power and wielded as a weapon. Could not be certain, of course, but given the stakes, I thought it worth the risk. And if our captive had called your bluff? Must we entertain hypotheticals? The world as it is vexing enough. Thank you, Thancred. Whether by luck or judgment, we have at least confirmed that there are these arsons who, orchestrated by a person or persons of influence. I think it best that we now return to the congregation, discuss how best to proceed. On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, I thank you all. The man you apprehended is being interrogated as we speak. Though he fell silent upon realizing that we had not turned his master, he will soon tell us what he knows, one way or another. Pardon the intrusion, First Commander. Ah, Lord Torel? Are you come to see your father? He is attending Sir Emmerich in his chambers at present. I am. He bid me come bring his salve. Then do not let me detain you, and thank you for your kindness, my lord. In times of trouble, every man must do his part. Would that I could do more. My lord Antiol did not seem to be in the best of spirits. 'Tis little wonder, Master Alphinaud. His father is widely slandered, and his half-brother not yet cold in the grave.
I do not mean to diminish our accomplishments, but until we identify the ones who ordered the fires set, our work is far from finished.
Between the various conservative and religious factions in Ishgard, I dare say there's no shortage of parties who would like to see the status quo preserved. Do any likely suspects spring to mind?
Far too many to count.
He's walking, wow.
Lord Commander, your wounds.
Yeah.
Are healing well. Thank you.
I'm a scholar. Can help out with that.
Time is of the essence. Lest we forget, these men would sooner put their own city to the torch than see it change. When our enemies learn that we have apprehended their arsonist, there is no telling how they will react.
Well, this is just one of the arsonists, I believe. I mean, surely it's not just one guy doing arson.
Lord Commander, an armed mob has seized control of the vault.
And now we know. Tell us what happened, sir. Spare no detail.
There we go.
We were directing refugees into the Basilica, as you ordered, when all of a sudden, men brandishing weapons were all around us.
Hey.
It happened so fast, my lord. We had no time to respond. They've taken the refugees hostage and barricaded themselves inside the vault.
And they sent you to deliver their demands.
They, the true brothers of the faith, demand that a conclave to select the next archbishop be held forthwith. Furthermore, they declare that you, Lord Commander, are guilty of patricide and high treason, and that you must surrender yourself at once to receive of the Fury's judgment.
Patricide? Well, they think he killed the archbishop? They're really reaching, but I could see them making that case. Oh, man.
Ridiculous! I mean, do they honestly think that executing Sir Emmerich would change anything? That the truth will somehow die with him?
Yeah. I think they do.
Fundamentalists rage against the passing of the old ways.
They've been
Unable to accept
covering up the truth for so long, it's like that's all they know how to do at this point. Just try and bury the truth once more. As fundamentalists rage against the passing of the old ways, unable to accept there can be no going back. What a bunch of dicks stuck in the past.
Given the fanciful nature of their demands, a peaceful resolution does not seem likely. If the hostages are to be rescued, it will be by force, I fear.
Agreed. Lucia, take a contingent of knights and establish a perimeter outside the entrance. Hilda, I need your people out in force throughout the Broom. When word spreads of the situation, the friends and family of the hostages may try to take matters into their own hands.
Wonder if Emmerich could get that same sort of trial with combat situation. I imagine they wouldn't agree in the same regard.
I shall lead the assault on the vault. Master Alphinaud.
Yeah, because we kind of had to like trick them into that by me walking in like afterwards.
Of course.
We are in your debt.
Yeah, I really get drawn to casters and range in general. I really like range combat. Do like a tier list of what I want to level, like the priority. Because I am one of those guys where I'm going to level every single last job. I still don't know whether I'm going to level all the crafting ones. I'm not as much of a crafting fan in most games that I play. But for sure the combat jobs.